Hey everybody, I'm out here today working on these two beds and I'm going to plant them for a fall harvest basically. I'm going to plant some carrots and some beets. And so these beds are still new. I'm still raking out the rocks out of here. There's an insane amount of rocks in this whole area. I'm taking my time to get them out. So I've raked up the rocks already. I'm going to pick them up, and then in the background here you can see my broad fork and my bed preparation rake. I'm going to broad fork both of these beds, get them nice and fluffy and loomy since I'm going to be growing some root crops. I want to have the root systems be able to be free to dive down, then seed them, and then run my drip tape. So this is just, basic bed prep and replanting. So I hope you enjoy. So here you can see about how flat my beds are. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. There's still a lot of clay in these beds, so that really absorbs the moisture. Alright, and that's all it takes. This rake is amazing. I love that it has these rounded edges because it doesn't pull that much dirt through it. And then this flat edge is really nice too. I got this one off Amazon. It came from the UK actually. I would definitely recommend it for bed prep, not for hardcore raking. So this is my Earthway Seeder. It's an excellent beginner's seeder. If you want to upgrade to like the next level, which is the more professional one, then it's the Jong Seeder. It's Jang. The best market garden seeder on the market, but it's around $600 with all the different accessories. This one's about 100. So, and it works very well. So I've had it set at 1 inch here for beans I was doing, but I need to set this at 1/2 inch for my beets and my carrots. And the company has like recommendations on where you set the plow. Curtis Stone in his book, he has recommendations for the different Jong seed rollers, as well as recommendations for the planting depth, as well as the little trays for the seeds. I guess let's do beets first. So I'll just kind of make sure any dust and stuff I don't want there is out of there. So you slide it on, and then you twist this thing the opposite way of this, and then it becomes tight. So today I'm going to be planting some bull's blood beets. Today is July 31st, so it's very hot, and bull's blood does better in heat. I'll switch over to some green top beets later on in the fall. And then I'm going to plant some Danvers seeds from groworganic.com. Peaceful Valley is another name of their business, and they have great organic seeds at good prices. Alright, that'll be plenty. You always want to keep your seeds in the shade. The sun will decrease their life. And I'm going to look inside, make sure I pull out any weird stuff, twigs like that from the seed pack. And it looks good. This is something that's really cool, is that I can bend all my irrigation backwards. So now there's plenty of room for my seeder to get in here, and I can just easily bend it back when I'm ready to set up my irrigation. Try to get like 5 rows out of this, we'll see. Final step is to get my wheelbarrow out and my drip tape and roll these lines up. Okay, so my big tip today, a big secret of helping to germinate seeds in the summer, is to use burlap or some type of shade cloth to cover your bed after you've planted it and watered it in. So I have a huge roll of burlap here that I bought in bulk for cheap. So I'm gonna cut out 2 strips here, and I'm gonna water this, and it'll soak in my entire bed. I'm gonna come out tonight, make sure that it is actually fully soaked. Carrot seeds are like notorious for being difficult to germinate, and especially in summer when it's windy and sunny, and if the bed dries out at all, those seeds are done. They're dead, they will not germinate. So what I'm gonna do is make sure it's thoroughly watered every day. watering it once or even twice a day depending on the heat, and then I'm going to keep it covered with a layer of burlap, and that'll really prevent moisture from wicking out and evaporating. All right guys, here we go. And just to make it easier myself, I put the roll on a shovel, so I'll have my wife hold that, and when I pull it out, it'll just roll out real easy. Alright, so that's it. Hoping the burlap will help it germinate much better. And yeah, it's a technique I learned from Curtis Stone. There's other people, there's tons of farmers using this as a technique. It's Danver carrots and bull's blood beets right here. So hoping the burlap will help it germinate much better. And yeah, it's a technique I learned from Curtis Stone. There's other people, there's tons of farmers using this as a technique. God, who's that one New Zealand farmer? There's a bunch of people trying this and doing this, and it works a lot better than just having your soil bare. So good summer tip for trying to germinate carrot and other difficult to germinate seeds.